As you can see, we're at the Tower Theater. What's up, Weirdos? This is Evan Jarvix with Make Oklahoma Weirder. And I just got out of this month's Coop Showcase at the Tower Theater on 23rd in Uptown Oklahoma City. I imagine if you're aware of something like Make Oklahoma Weirder, you're probably aware of the Coop Showcase, but if you aren't, this is something that happens once a month. It happens at the Tower Theater, OKC, and it is a local music showcase. It's sponsored by Coop Ale Works. That's where it gets the Coop Showcase name. And they pick 3 bands or 3 artists every month and have them out, and they just do a show. It happens pretty early in the evening, so you're not out till like 2 in the morning or stuck at a bar having to work in the morning or anything like that. They can run a little bit late. Right now it's actually 11:15 as I record this, although I took a little while getting out of the venue. But it's typically 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock, so nice and early. It's only $10, and they always pick quality talent, so you're never, left wanting or feeling like you got ripped off. $10 for 3 bands, 3 hours of quality entertainment, and you're supporting the local arts. It's really a win-win, and it's something that I've been a big fan of since they started doing it, and we're going on like just about a year at this point. Not quite, but we're getting there. It's August, and I want to say they started this up in the winter. Could be wrong. Anyway, Coop Showcase. I want to talk about that for a minute. First and foremost, they like to keep it fresh, so it's always a different lineup every time, and what that means is that if you are a band and you are chosen for this thing, you're basically going to get this one shot to play, as so far they haven't had any repeat performances, so and that's partly because there's no shortage of talent here, and there's plenty of people to choose from. So if you, as a band or as a band member, get chosen for the Coop Showcase, which, if you don't know, you can actually submit. You can actually reach out to them if you think you would be a good fit for it. You can actually reach out to them and submit to be chosen for the Coop Showcase. But I digress a bit there. The point I want to make is I really feel like if you're a band and you're chosen for this thing, it's not just another gig. It's not just like a paid gig. I wouldn't even say it's on par with like a music festival or something. It's something even more than that. Like you can get booked at Norman Music Fest, and even if you're like at a pretty decent stage, even if you're at an outdoor stage, and people are taking photos and everything, it's a whole different environment. There's the chaos of a music festival, and there's lots of people, but it's a less controlled environment. What Tower is giving us with this Coop Showcase as artists is really unique and really special, and based on the number of shows that I've gone to, we haven't really been taking full advantage of what they're offering. So, for starters, you get to bring your own visuals if you like. You get to bring your logo if you like. You get to more or less curate what your show is going to look like, what it's going to sound like. They do have a sound check, of course, and so I know that's what a lot of bands care about, but at the same time, this is a big opportunity for you to play a huge stage. It's got really high production, and it has visuals. You have a big screen behind you, and it's your opportunity it's a showcase. You should show what you are as a band, and the music is part of that, but you can add so much more to it. And what I've seen time and time again are bands that just get up there and play and kind of let the dudes behind the boards kind of curate what they end up looking like. There's some back and forth, I'm sure, about lighting and things like that, but you have an opportunity to bring your own visuals, and you have an opportunity to, if you have a logo, as far as I've seen a lot of bands that maybe don't even have logos. Make a logo. It's not that hard, you know. If you have an album that's out, use the font that's from that album. Use something that's identifiable to you. Don't just let your visuals be some stock footage that these people behind the boards had to pull out because you didn't bring anything. And, you know, it's if you've already gone and you've already done this, you know, it's really just a huge missed opportunity. That if you get booked for this thing, I'm told that you get booked for this thing like over a month out. You know, if you're going to be playing this thing, that's plenty of time to get some stuff together and make this more of an event. Now, I know that some bands have done that. Tonight we had 3 excellent bands, had a really good turnout, and we had Swim Fan was one of them. Swim Fan did bring some of their own visuals, and they had some surprises. They had like a saxophone player kind of come out of nowhere towards the end, you know, and there's some nice little things like that can kind of keep the show interesting and make it unique and special. But at the same time, you know, there's just, I feel like there's just more that we can do. And that's just the first thing that I'm going to mention. The second thing I'm going to mention, bring your own videographers, bring your own photographers, bring multiple people, because this is a chance for you to be captured on a legitimate stage with, you know, expert lighting, expert sound, and you can use this in your promotional materials. And, you know, I see some dudes out there kind of with cameras, but you can really capture this thing in a really unique way. You can really go all out, and they will be okay with it. I heard that they had an event at some point where, and this wasn't a local band or anything, but I heard that there was an event where, you know, there were straight up dolly cameras involved. And, you know, they're going to be okay with that because that's what they want to do. They want to make this a platform for you to express who you are as a band, who you are as an artist, and you need to take advantage of it. Lastly, I'm told that, and I'm getting this direct from some of the people who work here, is you can actually have your shows recorded. They actually have things in place here for you to do a live recording of your show. You can turn it into a live album. In fact, it's already been done. Matt Stansbury and the Romance has already done that. There's a live recording of them playing. And if you're not doing that, I mean, that's just a huge missed opportunity. There's so much more to Coop Showcase than just getting to play at the Tower and getting paid for it. I mean, it's not just... It's an amazing thing to get played at the Tower, but it's an opportunity for you to, you know, really capture a performance, really bring everything out for it, and use that as marketing material in the future, as a way to show everybody who comes out to these things what you would be like if you were a major band. Think about bands that come on tour here. Do they just use stock footage? No, they don't. So just think about yourselves maybe in a bigger light. You know, think about yourselves not as a local band. Think of yourselves as like a national touring band. What kind of show would you want to put on for people around the country? Put that show on for the Coop Showcase and get a feel for it and show people what's possible so that they know. So that's my very long spiel on that. My rant. I have like no time left. Well, since I'm here, obviously, Swim Fan was great, Jose Hernandez was great, and Vana Pearl was great. They were all excellent. If you haven't checked out the Vana Pearl record, came out earlier this year. It's one of my favorites. Swim Fan, no record yet, but they've been putting singles out like crazy, if you dig that vibe. And then Jose Hernandez, of course, dropped an EP last year. That was in my top 10 EPs of the year, and they're working on new material for next year. So all those bands are excellent. Yeah, and they've already announced the next one. Fox Burrows, who put out an EP this year that was really good. Bad Jokes, who have been putting out singles, and I've been a fan of everything that they've done so far. And Audio Book Club, which I touched on a couple of vlogs ago. So next Coop Showcase is going to be really good, and I have 30 seconds left. So I will take this opportunity to promote Medisin, Medisin. He's out of the Tulsa area, but he made an EP earlier this year that I think is really solid. If you're kind of into kind of an R&B hip hop kind of thing, it's a little bit different from what you might expect. It's really laid back, and it's really smart too. It doesn't fall for any trends, and it's very authentically this person's art, and it's good.